This is the tutorial for the new artillery system using the ACE AI suppressive fire module. As you can see here, I have 3 guns and a nice range with my target set out at 1 kilometer away. Using this module, you can only place it on 1 gun at a time. It will only use that 1 gun with the module, and the gun will only fire a set of 4 rounds for each time you use the module. And we have a couple rules and steps here for you to follow using this system. So step 1 is the first grouping will be 4 rounds at a minimum distance of 400 meters from the closest player. So if my target is 1 kilometer away from my guns, I need to go 400 meters away, so I first need to fire at 600 meters away from my guns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take suppressive fire module, stick it down on one of my guns, doesn't matter which gun. You can see I have a red line here with a red diamond, and I can take it and move it around anywhere on the screen, and then just left click whenever I want my gun to fire. So I'm going to take out my camera and go here at 600 meters, and just left click on the ground. At the top of your screen, it gives you a time of flight of 28 seconds, and it'll tell you it'll change depending on the range. And I'll show you this first flight of mortars just to show the dispersion that it has. So the further out you go, your rounds will start to become more inaccurate, and they'll start to actually disperse on the ground. You'll see that here as soon as they come in. Okay, so you can see that 3 rounds landed next to each other, and then 1 round landed a little bit further away. This will change depending on the distance that you're doing it at. So when we get up to 1 kilometer, the dispersion will be a little bit more, and the rounds shouldn't be as close together. However, all this is kind of random, so don't expect all the rounds to either land on top of each other, or don't expect all the rounds to, not be out here away from each other. So what the next step we have to do is we come back here. In between each step, you need to wait a total of 45 seconds between each step. That's just to allow the players to be able to move away from your mortars and give them time to kind of escape it. So we're going to say 45 seconds has passed from the last round landing. I'm going to go ahead and again put my module on the mortar. And we now, for the second step, we go a total of 300 meters away. So 700 meters, take, and left click there, and you'll see my mortar does another fire mission. For the sake of time, we'll say another 45 seconds has passed. We're going to move on to step 3. We now go a total of 200 meters away from the player base. And same thing as always, just left click on the ground there. And they'll do their fire mission there. And you can see I use the left gun, so it doesn't matter which gun you can use any gun that you want to. And again, we'll say another 45 seconds has passed, so we will then go ahead and do our final fire for effect mission on the players. Now this one doesn't have a round cap on it. You can use as many rounds as you'd like to. Please be reasonable with it. That's what we trust you as Zeus to do. And anywhere within 100 meters is fair game on the players. So I'm going to say I'm going to put it right there. So we'll send our rounds out. Now since this is fire for effect, you probably see a lot more rounds than just 4 rounds, so that's fine. We just take another gun here, go all the way back up, and left click. And if I want to do another one, take it again, and left click. And you see it gives me the estimates. Anywhere within 100 meters you can go. Now, with the mortars, it's 45 seconds you have to wait in between each step, but with the trebuchets, or the CIS-BAWs, as they're titled in Zeus here, you need to wait a total of 90 seconds. Those rounds are a lot heavier, they do a lot more damage, so the system takes a lot longer there to work, just to give the players a better chance. And that's the tutorial for how to use the new artillery system. If you have any questions, please reach out to either me or anyone else in GCD, and we can try and answer the question for you. Along with this video will be a document put out that'll list out all the rules and the steps for you, so please read that as well.